Hello friends, in continuation with the last video where I discuss about what is data validation and then what kind of things that we can do in the data validation, what are the various data validation rules which are available in Microsoft Excel. So in continuation with this video, now in this video I'll be talking about the other concepts of data validation. But first of all, if you have not seen my previous video on data validation, which is part 1, then please check out this video. I'm putting the link on the top of this video. So first of all, you see that previous video and then you come to this video. Let us start with this part 2 of this data validation. So in the previous video, I discussed these various data validation rules like how to define the whole number, how to create the list over here, how to define the date range. If I want to have the date between this and this, then I can define that kind of rule also, date rule. And then I also gave the example about the text length, that how we can define the text length. Now, let's say here I've defined a text length which is less than or equal to 10. So I should accept only here the text length which is less than or equal to 10. Now suppose instead of management, if I type here administration and if I press enter, now what is happening here, that we are getting a error message. What it says, this value doesn't match the data validation restriction defined for this cell. Now see, this error message is a very standard error message. Suppose if I'm a business user and I have to enter here some kind of text here in this cell that is known as B12. Now see, I don't know that what rule has been defined by the data analyst or what rule has been defined by my colleague who has created this sheet. So here I'll be writing some text and then I'll be getting confused, yeah, because I don't know the rule that what is the maximum text length which has been defined over here. But what we can do here, that if I want to make the business user's life very easy, then here I can define the error message. I can customize the error message here. Because instead of the standard error message, if I write down the error message that please enter the text whose text length is less than or equal to 10, then my users are very clear. Yeah, they may commit the mistake for the first time, but when they see the error message, this customized error message, then they are very clear. So here now I'm going to show you that how you can customize this error message. So I select this cell that is known as B12. I go to this button here, data tab, and I click this button, data validation. And the data validation here, I've already defined the data validation rule, that is the text length is less than or equal to 10. So please watch out the previous video. Then only these things will become very clear. This data validation rule is there. Now I have to go to the error alert. If I want to customize the error alert, I have to go to the error alert. Now here I have to define the title in the error message. Now see, if just now if I click on cancel, now here if I type something, let's say if I type again that word administration, press enter. So see, this is the title, Microsoft Excel, and this is the message which is written. So I click on cancel. Now I click on this data validation button, data validation. Now here I have to write down the title. Now title I can write down here, enter text, that can be the title. And now I have to write down here the error message. So I write down here, please enter text whose text length is less than or equal to 10. So I'm writing very clearly in the error message that please enter text whose text length is less than or equal to 10. I click on OK button. And now let us type again here. If I type here again that same word, administration, press enter, you see now I'm getting this my own error message, my customized error message, that is here it is written enter text, and then my customized error message is please enter text whose text length is less than or equal to 10. Now my user is very clear that okay, now I have to write down here some text whose text length should be less than or equal to 10. So they are very clear now. Now they will not commit the mistake second time. So this is how we can customize the error message. Likewise, for all this data validation rule, I can define my own error message. So I hope that this error message is clear. Now we go to the next topic, which is known as input message. So let us understand what is this input message. See what I have done here, that I have typed here the error message, that whenever any person tries to commit any mistake, then that error message will pop up and then it will show that okay, please enter the text whose text length is less than or equal to 10. But now what I want to do here, that I want to inform my business user in advance that please enter here the text whose text length is less than or equal to 10. Yeah, I don't want that my business user should commit the mistake even for the one time also. So many times you have seen some form where it is asking you the password. So it will be already mentioned that the password has to be of this much minimum characters. Then the password should have one capital character. It should have some special characters. It should have some numbers. So see, those rules are written in advance and it is shown to you. So accordingly, you can see those rules and you can accordingly give your own password. So you know those rules in advance. So here also in this cell, I want to inform my users in advance that okay, what they have to do here. So in this cell, that is B12 cell, I go to this drop down data validation. So here we have already defined our error message, that is please enter text whose text length is less than or equal to 10. Now what I'll do, I'll copy this error message and then now I'll go to the input message. In the input message section, first of all, this tick mark has to be there. Show input message when cell is selected. Now I have to write down the title. So title also I can write down the same one, enter text, and then in the input message I copy that text message which I have already given in the error alert. So I have written again the text message here for the input message, that is please enter text whose text length is less than or equal to 10. I click on OK button. And now you see here, as soon as I select this cell, immediately that input message is coming up. So now before I enter anything, I know in advance that okay, what I have to do. Please enter text length whose text length is less than or equal to 10. Now see, there are people who, even though they have read this input message, but still they will commit the mistake. But you should not worry because you are already having the backup of the error alert. So suppose here, after reading this message also, suppose if I again write a text here whose text length is more than 10, then that error message will pop up. So I write down here, let's say again that word administration, press enter. There is always a backup here of the error alert. Please enter text whose text length is less than or equal to 10. So this is how we can define our input message. This is known as input message, and whatever the things which pop up, that is known as your error message or error alert. So this is how we have defined the input message and the error alert. Now let us go to this next sheet over here, which will be talking about the data validation circles. What we have to do here, that here I'm already having one column, the sales column, where some numbers are written. Now here in this sales column, I want to define some rule. And I want to define the rule, that is it should accept only the whole number, and the whole number has to be between 1 and 200. So what I'll do now here, I will select all these cells. Even though the numbers are written, I have to select all these cells, and now here I have to define the rule. It should accept only whole number between 1 and 200. So I select all these cells from B4 to B10. Then I go to this drop down, and in the drop down I select here data validation. Now here I have to define the data validation rule, that is it should accept only whole number and it should be between, let's say, 1 and 200. So minimum is 1, maximum is 200. Okay, I'll not define here error alert and input message, that you can define on your own, but I'll just define the rule that it should be whole number between 1 and 200. I click on OK button. Now see here, I'm not disturbing these numbers, so I'll select here that, let's say, this cell, that is B5, and I type here 50, press enter. So 50 is accepted, but suppose if I type here 250, press enter, now it is giving me that error message. Okay, so here it is fine. But now see, we may have this kind of situation where already some numbers are written in this column. Now suppose if I want to check that which numbers are obeying my new data validation rule and which are not obeying my data validation rule. So here I will select all these cells, and then I will go to this again the data validation button, and here we are having the second option known as circle invalid data. So if I click this option, circle invalid data, now here you see that it is circling the invalid data. So this 540 is not obeying my rule, that is between 1 and 200. 430 is also not accepting. 320 is also not accepting my rule. So whichever numbers which are not following the data validation rule, they are circled. Now what is the advantage over here, that once I know this circle, then what I can do, I can modify these numbers. Let's say I feel that okay, this should not be 540, it was my mistake, it should be here 54 only. So suppose in this cell, if I type now 54 instead of 540, I press enter, you see now that circle is gone, because now it is following the rule. That is, the number has to be between 1 and 200. Similarly here also, if I feel that okay, it should not be 430, it should be 43. Press enter, and now this circle is also gone. But suppose if I feel here that no, this number is correct, so I'll keep this number. Okay, it is not compulsory that I should remove this number. I can keep this number also. But now the problem is here that I don't want to see this circle because this is not looking good. So if I want to keep this number as it is, but I do not want to see this circle here, then I can go again to this drop down in the data validation button. In the drop down, we are having the third option known as clear validation circles. So I click on clear validation circles, and now you see that though the number is there, but that validation circle is out. So this is how we can use this concept known as circle invalid data and clear validation circles. I hope that these concepts are very clear to you. If it is not clear, then please again watch this video. And if you are having any further query, then please send me some message, and definitely I'll answer your message in this video. So that's all from my side. And now in the next video, we'll be talking about further advanced concepts in Microsoft Excel. So see you then in the next video. Thank you very much.